How I stretch my hair has been one of my most asked questions on this channel. I decided to come up with this series where I show you guys different ways as to which I stretch my hair. Today's video is going to be the braid method. As you can see, this is what my hair looks like after my wash day, and this is what it looks like after stretching it out. Mind you, in this episode there was no form of heat used, so if you would like to know one of the common ways I stretch my hair, stay tuned and keep on watching. Starting off with my hair freshly washed. If you would like to see the wash routine I did, I have a video on my channel. I'm going to link it in the description box. So first off, I'm going to make a section just to start working with my hair. I literally never ever leave my hair like this after washing it, but I just decided to see what it looks like shrunken, and part of me wanted to see what the heat damage or how bad the heat damage got. Now I'm using this ORL's Curls Unleashed leave-in conditioner. I like this because it sort of looks like a cream, and I don't use shea butter or butters on my hair anymore, so I'm looking for cream options. Please, I would appreciate if you guys can share some creams that you use that works well on your low porosity 40 natural hair. So I just quickly applied that into my hair, and then I went into detangling my hair. A tip I would give when you're trying to stretch your hair is make sure your hair is properly detangled. That also helps with stretching your hair out well. Next thing I'll go in with is my Ayurveda oil. I made that mix myself, so I just applied that on my hair, and now I'm going to braid. Another tip I will share to get a properly stretched out hair is make sure your parts for your braids are equal sized. Let one not be smaller than the other, it makes sense. And also make your braids as tight as possible and as stretched as possible. One of the takeaways from this video is after any wash day, I'm not going to let my hair just sit out in an afro, because my hair started shrinking into itself, and that was making it much more difficult for me to detangle. So I would always say wash your hair in sections if that works for you. That's just going to make your detangling process way more easier than what it's supposed to be as compared to you leaving it out in an afro after washing it. I went in with the wide tooth comb because it just made removing the tangles that were forming more easier before I went in with the brush, and I also did the same thing, making sure I had equal parts as well as making the braids as tight as possible. That's the trick. You're going to come out with stretched hair. The final tip I would give when it comes to stretching your hair using this method is letting it sit for at least 2 days. I do that because having low porosity hair, your hair requires longer time to dry, and with this method your hair has to be dry completely before taking out the braids, else it's going to shrink back and you're just going to feel like you wasted your time. So make sure your hair is properly dried before taking out the braids. Another tip I do is the night before I take out the braids, if I have time, if I have energy, you don't have to do this, it still works, I would go back and do the same thing to each individual braids. I would take them out, brush them, and then braid it back up. I cannot fully explain what that does to the hair, but I notice my hair always looks way stretched when I rebraid it the night before or the day before. It just gives it that stretched out look. Whenever I do that, I notice people always ask me how do I stretch my hair, or if I use heat to stretch my hair. If you want to achieve maximum stretch or maximum effect with the stretching, you can try that method. You don't have to, you're still going to achieve a stretched out look regardless, but if you just want that really stretched out look to make it look like you blow dried your hair on low heat, I would say you should try, taking out the braids the night before and then putting it back up in the braid and taking it out the next day. Is going to give a more refined look. For this video, I did not take it out the night before, however you can see in the final results how it looks. So imagine if I had taken it out. Also, one thing I would say is make sure the sizes of your braids are not too big. Just have medium sizes, because if you make them too big, that also affects how stretched your hair looks. Guys, this is not scientifically proven, this is just what I have noticed and what worked for me in my experiment. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I think I have about 8 or 10 braids in my hair. I'm going to moisturize the top of my hair, like the edges, because it seems to be, I don't know, there's something going on, but yeah, I know what's going on, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm just moisturizing it with this hair growth oil, just to make myself feel like I'm actually caring for it and not just ignoring the fact that I'm losing my edges. But they'll come back. I believe they'll come back. This is not the first time I've lost my edges, so they'll definitely come back. Some of the parts I actually did for this braid were actually quite big, but this is what I'm used to. I don't take so much time with the braids. I just make about 8 to 10 braids, and that's it. So this is my hair after 2 days. I did not refresh them. This is what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and spray some water from a far distance, not too much to, you know, dampen my hair, but just enough to moisturize my hair, because you cannot take out your hair while it's completely dry. My hair is completely dry, but I just applied the water to dampen it and make it easier to take out the braid. Once I'm done taking it out, I went in with a brush and a white tooth comb. I was supposed to go in with the white tooth comb before the brush, guys. Don't be like me, please. But I went in with a white tooth comb just to make sure everything is fully detangled. Then I would go in with the brush. That's how I was supposed to do it. Have you tried this method of stretching out your hair, or what method do you guys use to stretch out your hair? I feel like this is the one I use the most, especially when I come to do hairstyles on this channel. If I don't want to use heat on my hair to stretch out my hair, I would use this method. So what method do you guys use to stretch your hair out? I know some people with 40 hair say they cannot stretch out their hair. Guys, try this and it's definitely going to work. This is the final look. This is what it looks like. It's stretched, it's detangled, it's moisturized. This is my hair. I was about to record a hairstyle video for you guys, so that was why I stretched my hair. I'm going to link the video I recorded in the description box as well, so definitely check that out. I've come to the end of the video. Have you tried this? Would you try this out? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And also, how do you guys stretch your hair? Do you also use heat on your hair, or do you use heatless methods to stretch out your hair? I really look forward to knowing your thoughts or knowing what you guys do on your hair. I've come to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful to someone out there, and I sort of helped you figure out how to stretch your hair. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.